Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this here will lead you to a reaction for RWBY Season 6. We tried to upload it completely on YouTube, but we are still waiting for it to be unblocked by Rooster Teeth. So until this is done, if it is ever done, you know what to do for those who have seen our reaction before. Just go down into my description links. There will be a link which leads you to the reaction itself. Just follow it, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots, and you can see our reaction completely. Once you've done and finished watching our reaction, come back here and you can continue this video to see our discussion about Season 6. So, I will see you soon. Bye! For those that came back, welcome back and enjoy. So, first one, here we are again. Hi! So I'm just searching for the picture of Salem keeping her cool, if you know what I mean.
Trying to keep.
No, she did it perfectly. I mean, I thought like that. Oh yeah, we're nearly there. That the whole tower would explode or something. Yeah,
oh,
that's
nice one.
it. That's it. Here we go. All right. So nice finish. What do we have in this episode? I mean, okay. First things first. They reacted very harsh.
This is the second time where I can't really figure out why the reaction is the way it is.
I can do partially. I said it already before. They feel misled, distrusted, and they are aware of the fact that there's so much that Ozpin did not tell them. And even you discussed it the last time that he multiple times said that he will tell the full truth now.
Very true.
More than once.
But imagine, even with all the anger, after hearing this story, after he is seeing you, this little boy crying on his knees in front of you, the first thing you do is hit him.
Yes, that's the thing. So we don't know completely all of the background of Crow, so maybe there is more than we see now. The girls, however, there are two sides. The one thing is this feeling of complete betrayal, and the meaning of there's so much more and he didn't tell us. Against, and this one was what was missing for us, I think, the realization which we had last time. He always was the shining knight. He always tried to do the right thing. He lost so much in this life before, and he was trusted by the god of light. So these positive points are not in the equation on their opinion right now.
Not at all.
I guess they will be in later on, hopefully.
I still like what I'm lacking here is not even the understanding but the compassion. And that's what I think all of them are capable of, is the compassion part. It's not even the, okay, you can still be angry and you for sure not be happy with how things went down, but the loss factor is even the vulnerability Oz is in right now is even making him closer than far away. And this is why I mean, I don't expect him to be happy and everything. Of course not. And I would have rather expected him to be having a feeling of defeat. Because not even Oz is having a plan to defeat Salem.
But I think this is what they are going for. The last thing they've seen in the vision is that she cannot be defeated. So this is where their minds are stuck at. The fact, I mean, their whole life, at least in the last year and a half or 2 years, I'm not completely sure how the time frame is now, was about defeating Salem, this big quest in the end, which they suffered for a lot, they lost friends for, and it was always, Ozpin always made them feel like they could beat Salem. Like this is the goal. And this is where he lied. I'm not sure if he ever said, we will beat Salem.
We must stop her.
We must stop her. Genau, that's the thing. But
stopping her should be possible somehow. Not defeating, but maybe stopping.
But that's it. For them, it always was, we will beat her. We will win against her. And that they can't do that. And he knew that they misinterpreted his communication.
I'm still
And I think this is why they're upset. And yes, they are missing the other half. But we cannot change it now. Let's not get negative on that one too much. I'm sorry. We got too much fire for the end of season 5. I really don't want to go there again.
Boy.
Sorry.
But that's bullshit. I mean, if you to be able to criticize / disagree with how things were, I mean, for me it's just this just doesn't. I don't feel like the character.
But
Usually
we are not
it's
in
like
as much as they are.
No, but a series, in my opinion, is also living from having this relationship with a character to feel close to them or to feel even have a feeling of connection. And this is where it always rips me out of it, that I'm getting lost because I cannot really
understand why they think this way. I think we are now, and I really like that, changing towards sympathizing with Oz again. Because just some episodes ago, we were like, Oz, seriously? What did you screw up? I'm losing my trust in you. And I was always the one trusting.
Yeah,
and then now we're having the change back into Oz. And others are distrusting him again. And I like that. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, and I still don't see where did he really screw up, though.
Okay, once again. Wait. Their parents, talking about Ruby and Yang, put their trust in Oz in trying to stop Salem. And we don't know, but you could question very much, thus Crow does not know this stuff. He knows now. It's very likely that Taeyang and the mothers of Ruby and Yang did not know either. So he lied to them. That it is you could always argue he did not tell them everything, but it is lying. So, and they lost their lives in the case of Summer Rose. She lost her life. Crow very likely lost his family and other things, and they did not lose because they did not know, but they followed us on reasons that were not completely true and were very shady.
But in the moment they chose to become huntsmen or huntresses, however you want to call them, without this vendetta for between us and Salem. Without that, the moment they signed up for being huntsmen, they knew that they could lose their lives.
Sure.
This was not a decision in the sense of because they became huntsmen first. They first went to the academies. They first chose to fight Grimms, and later on they became in the awareness of Oz and got drawn in. So they signed up for losing their lives even before.
It's not only about that. It is about they were meant to work on an eye level. They were trusting Oz completely. They told him everything. They were his eyes in the twins, as example, Crow and Raven were his eyes. So they told him everything. They were willing to risk everything and tell him everything all their lives. They even changed their life. In the case of Crow, pushing away his own family. And now he realizes it might be for good reasons. But Oz never ever did the same amount for them. He did a lot, but never the same amount. And this is about trust. And you just realized the one that you trusted for dozens of years.
That's why I said I would completely understand that they are not happy with the situation. But I'm just not feeling like, okay, even after realizing I've been betrayed, I would not be, and after hearing the full story, so even that after hearing all he has lost, and after seeing him like this after the story, it's just like, why? I mean, you would be not happy with it, and you can be angry, but somehow I feel like this is not how someone would react in this moment.
But there are two different reactions. The ones from the girls are shocked and
they are angry too.
Yeah, they're angry, but they're shocked and angry, and it's the fact that they cannot beat Salem, because that is what the plan was. And now they realize we cannot win, at least not this kind of battle we thought we are fighting. They just realized the battle is a completely different one. That's one thing. And for Crow, there is dozens of years of lost trust. And he is not someone who is much of a talker.
And there is still this one thing which was completely left out now since, I think, season 2, the Silver Eyes.
Yeah.
So, I think this is still a thing where Oz is, and we did not hear the full story about the Silver Eyes, and there is something going on. And I think, okay, later on we'll hear something again that Oz maybe found a way in the sense of Ruby. And this is also the reason why probably her mother died, because Salem knew that she was killed for those Silver Eyes. We know that.
Yeah.
So this is again...
Salem is partially Grimm now. So there is the option that she might
She's full Grimm.
I wouldn't say that. She still has this cannot die thing.
Right.
But the Grimms are extremely vulnerable to Silver Eyes. So there is an opposition. She should be kind of vulnerable to Silver Eyes now as well.
Most likely she is, because she killed Ruby's mother.
But still, it's the god sentence that she cannot die. So there's the question, maybe this is something that opens up an option there, which we don't know.
No.
She gets weakened for a moment
I mean,
or anything.
Oz knows about the Silver Eyes.
Yes.
So something is going on there, which is, again, left out,
Yes.
which kind of annoys me.
There's a lot of story which is left out. Everything, everything that Oz did later on. I mean, he did not sit around for hundreds of years. There was a big war where all the kingdoms in the end put the relics together. And it's very likely that he was the king there. It even seems more and more likely that he was the king. You remember the...
I remember that, but I don't think that he...
Well, for sure the king had the sword. He had the crown. It could be any crown, sure. He had the he had the scepter. And I am not sure if or if not he had the cape, but he was portrayed with a cape. Oh, he did not have the lamp. Okay, I'm pretty sure he had not that one. So it might be that either Oz or someone else had 3 of the 4 relics at this time. There is this option. But this is not told by Oz. It is not clear which is the one question that was asked in the century. There were many questions she mentioned, but she never said when those were asked. And Oz is running around since centuries on this second humanity. So we don't know how much else there is, if he has a bigger plan.
Sure.
He says he has no plan on how to defeat Salem.
Yes.
And that's what he's crying about. He's crying about seeing this history again.
Yeah,
he
crying
saw
about
his life again, his family and everything shattered. So I can see that. I do understand why Crow punched him. As I said, he only sees in this moment the negative, the broken trust towards him, his sister, which split him partially. I can understand that.
Yeah, for me it's just...
I see
maybe I'm missing something.
I see that the girls and Crow are very much more have more foundation in this war that they are in against Salem, which they thought they could win. And this is what their mind is on in the first minute. We are in a war we cannot win, and we got not informed about this fact.
Maybe it's just
I think it will take
my
1 or 2
expectations to those characters. Who knows? Because they've been through a lot.
Yes.
But especially because of that, I would have thought that they would be more...
But then there would be no spice
reasonable
in the series if they wake up and they're like, Oh, you lost so much. Poor Oz. We are so sorry for you. Let's be friends.
But for example, it could have been fitting that, for example, Ruby was angry, but she was more...
I would have liked Ruby to step in. I agree there. I would have liked Ruby to be the voice of reason.
They are 4 to 5 people, and all 4 of them could have had a minor difference in their feelings towards
it's
it.
Like in the
like this is so sad that one is more of the sad side, one is more of the logical side. Like, hey, there has to still be a way. Why else would we do this?
You could even think that Blake would be like, wait a second, that means out of all this idea, that means it is not clear how the faunas were created. You know, it's like, who cares about Salem? the faunas just were there. You know, I mean, everyone could see a different thing to be important.
Yeah, but it's maybe just...
It could be.
It's also very unfair in the moment when Oz was retreating, I would say, and closing himself off, that they are like, what? I mean, what did they expect to happen?
We are again talking about... I think I see it more from the side that they live in this moment of war and of being betrayed in the meaning of this war. And you see it more from the, shouldn't they be more educated, see the whole picture.
More compassion.
Ruby was.
And even, I mean, Ruby was the closest.
Yes, and she got stopped by Crow then, when she tried to be compassionate.
I'm not even sure if she tried in a very moment. I mean, she was
nice.
She was upset. No, she was upset too.
Yes, but then just a minute later, or 5, when they started walking, she was being nice to Oscar. And Crow was still a dick.
Yeah, I know, but this was also, she was nice to Oscar, not to us.
But that's a compassionate thing. I think we just have to wait 1 or 2 episodes.
We will see. Yeah.
I think they wanted to push a strong first effect, and they will bring us in the next episode, possibly when they have time to think. I mean, Yang is a hothead.
Yes, that's why.
So, one thing. Blake has quite a lot different stuff on her mind, and being betrayed is something that is very, very big on her emotional status, as we know.
But especially because she just came from this situation where she basically betrayed, or at least she feels like she left him alone, etc. I would have expected her to be the one who is even more aware that it's not so easy.
Let's wait some episodes. So much for that one, because could go about this endlessly. I can agree a bit more with it than you can. Let's go to some other moment of emotional coolness and serenity and being calm of mind and not getting the emotions taking the best of you. Talking about Salem. So first we have Hazelback and Mercury, and I agree, Emerald being back. I mean,
surprising.
I expected it. We have seen her in the intro. We have seen her with the others. So it was very likely.
But I was really surprised because she doubted before, and we saw that she thought that Cinder is dead. There is really no big reason.
There was no reason for her to go, but then where else?
I mean, she's clever enough. You saw that she can steal it, and she was on the road, and she knows her way around now. She will not go hungry again, and she's afraid of Salem. She was afraid before.
Oh,
so
and she was now.
I don't really see why she's there. I mean, who knows?
I don't know. However, we have coming back in. I was not aware that Watts was already there. That might surprise me a bit. We have a little lunatic there who is even more.
I don't know. I don't think he's more mental. He is just equally mental as before.
Yeah. But he's completely loyal to Salem, which is always interesting. Even when it goes pro Cinder, he is. I thought it was
interesting to say, okay, that they will reach their goals through her.
Yes.
So they have. What are their goals?
Everyone has their very own goals, yes.
But we don't know which
those that's are. Right. Yes. Well, for Tyrion, it's just kneeling in front of his queen and kissing her feet and being patted on the head.
I'm not too sure. Maybe for him it's more like anarchy and there's chaos and everything, destruction.
Watts, I guess, wants to make some kind of experiments. I see him very much as a scientist. Hazel, I really don't know. I mean, there is a personal connection between Hazel and Ozpin, as we know. And it's about the sister of Hazel. Remember last season? She was killed in the work for Ozpin. So that's something we don't know yet either, where we are waiting for. So there is... I'm not sure it is vengeance against Ozpin. I think it's something else. Mercury and Emerald is very much of a problem, their personal goals, because they were following Cinder.
Right.
They were more connected to Cinder, and now they're on their own. So, and now it's interestingly a bit like at least Hazel has a little grab on them, especially Ember,
like
because
a father figure.
Yes, exactly. Like, I know this is a moment to pull out. So they come in, everything nice. They are. I think it's very nice that they showed us who Salem is in the meaning of the background. And now it's the first time we really see from her anything like power usage. Except for the one time when she, through this orb, grabbed Lionheart. That's the one time we've seen. And this
was through something.
It was just the orb itself, maybe a power of
command,
that thing. But it was tentacles as well. So... she has
abilities now.
Kind of whole person, you know?
But the thing is, I lost the train of thought. For Hazel, he is still kind of a good person.
Yes.
So he really only loses it when it's regarding us.
Yes.
And you mentioned she aged. I don't think she aged. It's just her hairdo which switched.
Her face is a bit more mature still. I mean, when we've seen the last
changed.
episodes,
She had those.
That might be.
Veins, lines.
Her face looked a lot younger in the last episode. even when she was having the kids already.
I mean, this was also thousands of years ago.
Yes,
so.
but she shouldn't change. Being immortal. I mean, otherwise you're an old hag somewhere in the future.
Why not?
That's a part of
immortalism doesn't necessarily mean you were being young forever.
Okay. However, it was nice. She threw the table through the room and didn't care about, in this case, that Tyrion was nearly being smashed by it. The sentence that she made about your own ambitions, if they go against me,
before mine.
Yeah, if you put them before mine, you will suffer consequences and stuff like that. We had that in the past already from her. Maybe it was in the trailer for season 6. I'm not sure. It might be. However, I heard that one before. I, however, find very interesting the thing that she's aware of Cinder being alive.
Yes.
And she's not like she will suffer for it. She's
and
like,
we will go after her because she is the fall maiden. She is the fall maiden, and that's mine, my personal possession. I need this power. No, she lets her roam.
Exactly, and she's like, she needs this time alone now.
But she said, okay, we will not do something. She cannot return until she. What was it called? She
proves herself.
Yeah.
So it feels a little bit like she was aware that this could happen and is okay with it, strangely enough. She was not about being angry. She was not happy about it, that it happened and she didn't get the relic. But she was not like, I will have to torture her and do stuff. She was angry about that Hazel took the blame, although it was Cinder. She was about being lied to. So that's the thing. Don't take the blame. You haven't... I mean, it can inspire loyalty in a weird way. No, you don't have to take the blame for stuff you haven't done. I know the truth. I will not blame you. But if you lied to me, to the ground. Instantly.
This will not get us anywhere, is what she said, right?
Yes.
Interesting.
And then she went for the next relic instantly. We will have to press on. The sword is in Vecchio. So she would have gone for Vecchio, not for Atlas. So that's because we always speculated what is next. And we thought Atlas. Just, feels like. Although we discussed that Vecchio might make more sense because Atlas is the strongest defense in general due to the military, if she wants to go by force. So she would have gone for Vecchio, but due to the information from Hazel, it might very well be this changes now. Because maybe she was a little bit upset.
I love this moment when she said, leave now.
Yeah.
And that was gorgeous.
Everyone was like, okay. I mean, Tyrion was for my queen. Okay. Even he has like a moment and then like, oh, okay, it's one of those moments. Let's just leave. Hazel was aware of this. I asked myself things here. Okay, the one thing is, she was not aware and he didn't have to tell her. Did he tell her because he's like, she's my queen, I have to tell her everything? Or, just guessing, did he pinch her there a bit, Did he know what would happen? Did he want her to do something that is in his ideas the best option?
I think so, because they have both. This is their common foe, I would say. He knows that she is...
Will go crazy when it's about us, less he does. So, but I asked myself if she will change it now, because she wanted to go to Vecchio.
She has enough forces to go for both.
She could. We will see next episode.
I mean...
I wouldn't be surprised if they would have the full go after Team RWBY.
I wouldn't... I mean, this was already, like, I think a little bit foreshadowed when Tyrion said, not if I can help it. I think that she will send Tyrion and Hazel and...
What?
No, Watts, I think she will send in the other direction.
To Vecchio?
Because Watts is not the fighter person. And
he's the one with the intrigues and building up a plan and everything. Yeah, sure. It would make sense. But that's why I say I'm looking forward to see. Because if she sends everything towards Atlas or Team RWBY, then we would know that her emotions can get her better by far.
Also, I wonder what she tries to do with us. Because she knows that he will reincarnate.
Yeah, but the comment from Watts was, so soon? So
Yes.
they didn't expect him to be back so soon. So they know he will revive, sure. But they have expected him to take more time to revive.
I mean, that's the thing. He is kind of immortal, just like she is.
Yeah.
It's like a forever ongoing game with no winners.
Yep. But they did miscalculate on the time or how much time you would need to be there.
It's more a general question I place. Okay, so she's angry with him. Okay, what do you want to do? Kill him over and over again? It's actually impractical to do that because you need to search him every time again.
I mean, okay, let's simply say, she did not go crazy every time Ozpin was mentioned.
That's true.
She does go crazy now that she hears that he has the relic, and he's leading Team RWBY towards Atlas with the relic. So that's the combination. She's, I can only guess, upset because he has the relic. So her plan kind of backfired and put the relic into his hands.
I mean, she already knows that they failed. That's something that's no secret. This was the first thing which was discussed.
So why does she go crazy about the fact that Oz is there now?
I mean, they were not aware that Oz is with them. I think this is posing a different threat. Yeah. I would assume. But on the other hand, she's immortal. It's like, okay, we just discussed the whole how this defeating it is for the others that they have no go against her because she's immortal and she's on the same time. She could basically lean back and say, I'm having the whole time in the world.
I think what might be is the fact that the perception was that he's dead, in the meaning of destroyed. And the fact that he is back with Team RWBY already with a relic so fast is something that shows her that whatever she does, even when she brings in her biggest guns, he is back within weeks. And that is something where she realizes she's having this endless battle as well. The same problem that he has. And maybe that's why she's just pissed.
Maybe it's also just because they were discussing after those season or somewhere after Oz was mentioned a few first times. Hey, let's change this backstory because Monty didn't tell them that.
Oh, well, that's okay. It's
more likely that it's, hey, they figured now out, okay, we want to continue like this, and now we have the emotional response.
Yeah, but that's a meta discussion. So I would go with things in the story more. So I hope it's more about this.
I think it's second.
Yeah, whatever she's saying. Well, what's interesting, however, is so the glass shatters, but the whole building is crumbling a little bit. So it is built out of her will?
I think
with her magic, and she just loses it, and it does, or is it just a symbolic thing?
I think. I mean, I don't see the stone shattering, and as far as I can see, she is able to alter matter, like with the table and everything. Yes. So I mean, this is just like that's a force thing, that her anger is growing up and the scream and all this power is coming out, and that's the usual thing we also see in other movies and series being done.
The glass is falling inwards.
No, it's just exploding, so it's going in and outward.
Just shattering
it's
in
just exploding. So I think that's not a thing I'm concerned about. Okay. She's able to rebuild that in a moment.
I just realized, to see this building one time completely from the outside, because I would like to see if it looks similar to the building she had together with Ozpin.
I'm more amused now that I see that the candles are still.
Yeah, right, isn't it? But that's what I say. It's exploding inwards. What you mean is this typical Sonic effect,
right?
It's
but
then
really.
It would explode outside. So there's no Sonic effect. It is just force will. But it's shattering the glass by vibration and not by a sonic effect. Otherwise, the candle should be
I don't think it's kind of a sonic effect is the right thing. It's just more. I also think they are exploding.
They're still on. I just checked if they may be going out to the end of the explosion. No. There we are. Even better.
It's also starting behind her and then leads his way forward.
Yes. So it's.
And I'm still thinking it's like. Just disintegrating in its form, and not just it's not an inside out or just
it's a symbolic thing.
Yeah.
Yes. But on the other side, you see that it is all like a little bit blurred, like there is a movement in the air. So they wanted to go for this partially Sonic effect, but they're not really Sonic. Well, whatever.
She's a remnant Sith Lord.
Indeed she is. So that was nice. I think we got more neither everything from this. Oh yeah, the old lady. I like her. We mentioned that. Still the question what she is.
She's the common sense now.
Yes, she is. She clearly is.
Yeah.
She was the one that like smacked everyone back into walking.
Especially, you know, I've been like washed over with with this whole new knowledge and everything. I should be like completely blanking out right now, but nope, I'm the common sense now, and I'm the voice of reason.
Someone has to be. I mean, maybe that's why they brought the others to be not that common sense, to show it even more that she is.
And the most interesting thing is, she's not mentioning like, I need to deal with the knowledge that we have we have someone who's trying to destroy everyone. Mm-hmm. She's saying, I need to come with to terms with second humanity.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's like, why is this more interesting to you than the whole other shit which goes on? That there are two people with them who are basically have godlike powers. No, it's the second time they are around. This is another hint for me that she is somehow at least partially aware of what was going on before.
Well, we discussed already. She might be the Winter Maiden. Outer appearance might be very fitting.
Yeah.
But we don't know. However, there would be another interesting option which wasn't mentioned at all. We have seen the puppet being the toy of one of the kids of Salem and Oz having been burned or lying on the ground.
A dog.
Just saying, and I'm pretty sure it's not true, but what if those 4 kids survived? And she's one of them since hundreds of years because of the heritage. She is getting extremely old and...
But this wouldn't make sense, and then for the other maidens then.
Well, it doesn't have to be connected to the maidens. We already discussed that the 4 girls don't have to be automatically the first maidens. It could just be
strongly hinted.
Yes, it was strongly hinted. I agree there, but just the option that in the end of the whole storyline, there is Salem, and then 4 old women appear and say, "Mother, you screwed up. Go away." They will be like, "What the heck?"
Mother and father, you are both idiots.
Yes, we are the young generation. You're not young. Whatever. Younger than you. Okay. So that was a nice one. Good episode. A very short one. We already guessed it, kind of, you know?
And a longer discussion that we assumed.
Yes, a longer discussion. I'm very sorry. What shall I say? That's the end of this binge, which means the next episode hopefully is already on Patreon when you see that. I am not sure, however. You will see. And as always, you can leave a comment, a like, or you can subscribe. You're very welcome.
Or you can /and both.
Yes, you can do all of it at the same time. You can have a look at my Facebook page. You can have a look at my MyAnimeList page. And all such things.
And I will not be able to comment. I will just be able to read because YouTube shredded my YouTube account.
Yes, it did. And for those who are watching my other reactions, that is one of the reasons why my reactions are somewhere else. Due to stuff like that. So, yeah, next episode will be in, we will see. Will be episodes 5 and following, depending on when we record.
And how many are out until then.
But we will possibly have different shirts on then. Possibly. That's why
now
you see it's another day.
We have to dedicatedly wear the same shirts next time to confuse them.
Just for confusion?
Just for confusion purpose.
I'm not sure. We will see. Okay, that's it from us this time. I hope you enjoyed. We did for sure. My name is Relax and Panic.
And I'm Most Evil Life Form.
Goodbye and out.
Bye.